the D5 AutoTrickler beeper. So for those of us who have the AutoTrickler, sometimes it's hard to know when the trickler has finished dispensing your load. Unless you're standing here watching it, it's hard to even hear it, and you could be away at a different section of your loading bench. You don't know if it's finished or not. So I've created a beeper which will tell you when the AutoTrickler has finished dispensing. So now that you've seen how it works, I'll get into how does it actually function. The AutoTrickler beeper requires an Arduino Uno, some small wires, a passive beeper speaker, an external power cord for the Arduino Uno, and a little bit of soldering. You have your power cord to power your Arduino. On top here, I velcroed on a passive speaker. This is very simple to actually do if you're familiar with an Arduino, and even if you're not, if you're familiar with wires at all, this shouldn't be a hard project for you to accomplish. On the back of your FX120, this screw here is a ground screw. You're going to need to connect a wire to the ground screw. Highly recommend using a Ferrite Core to eliminate false interference. And on your Arduino board, that will be connected to a ground pin, making the grounds common between the Arduino and a FX120. I used these little male to female pins. They're pretty handy for the Arduino. You could use anything you want, but they are very convenient to connect, disconnect, and plug directly into the headers on the boards. I'll provide references to these wires. I'll also provide a reference to a passive speaker. Now keep in mind, depending on the manufacturer of your passive speaker, the volume and tone may be slightly different. The only hard part about this entire modification here is this pin on the back of your FX120. You're going to have to solder onto this pin header. So the pin, when you're holding it like this, which is on the far left, or if you're when installed in your machine, it's on the bottom right. I pushed this piece of plastic together that holds your pins in alignment forward, and then bent one of these pins and soldered it onto the side. That wire, which you soldered onto the header for your, which comes off of your trickler, will go into pin 4 of your digital pins on your Arduino board. And I'll provide written instructions with the details of all this. Additionally, to wire in your passive speaker, you will need to connect it to a ground wire, a 5-volt wire, and then so it'd be your ground 5-volt or VCC. And then on your passive speaker, you'll need to create the input wire, or source, however they label it, to your digital 8-pin. I also recommend you install Ferrite cores on your power cord to eliminate interference with your scale. I also recommend that you install this scale with a line conditioner. I use a trip light. Fluctuations in the voltage in your house can affect the accuracy of your scale. Additionally, how long the scale has been on to warm up affects its accuracy. So with the scale aside, this is what I am offering currently. This mod is highly invasive to your AutoTrickler and scale, so this will not be sold as a complete kit. I will be providing links for all the parts. All the installation is up to you. What I am offering is the programming of the Arduino board. I will only offer that service for genuine Arduino Uno boards. Anything that does not meet that description will be rejected. I will program this and mail this back to you for a fee. Also, things to note here, this is very sensitive as it operates, so as devices in your house may come on or off, for example, like a humidifier or anything that draws a lot of current, the beeper will go off because it does detect the change in voltage. So it's not a foolproof system. It is accurate to go off when your AutoTrickler is complete. That it does do very well, but it will pick up any interference in the house as long as it's powered on, so you may hear the beeper beeping at times if you've left it powered up when you're not running the scale. So this is the D5 AutoTrickler beeper. Everything will be in the description below, links, instructions, references, and any questions or comments, please post them up. Thanks.